Hey, are we working? It suddenly went really weird just as I hit live and kind of reset everything, so I hope this is actually working. But yeah, we are awesome. Hey. So today we are doing 2 projects. I have 2 separate custom orders that I thought it would be cool to sew up live because I need to get them done, and I thought they'd be a good little live stream project. So let's, oh, I can't even pick them up. So first one is a smaller project. So it's a blue badge cover in these blue butterflies, which are really pretty. They printed out really nicely. Love it. And they also match perfectly with my blue vinyl. Like, how perfect of a colour match is that? Love it. So that was really happy. And then second, I'm going to be doing, oh, you know what, we can move it back over to this screen now. As I say, it all crashed out before, so everything is a little wonky and I don't quite know where things are. But it's a really nice blue. It is, it's really pretty. And then, I'm not going to bring it all over, but second project is these rainbow blue cows. We're going to be doing a wheelchair caddy for a second custom order. So yeah, blue cows, one of my favourite prints, one of the OG prints. It's one of the first prints that I actually purchased for my business myself. Before I really got into proper custom projects and knowing and owning the artwork for myself and everything, it was one of the first ones that kind of got me into that. So I'm really happy to be working with that again. I have so many prints now that the early ones tend to get forgotten about, so blue cows, really happy. I also have 2 new threads today, so we're going to hope that they sew okay and they don't just shred into oblivion. One of them is just a generic blue thread, nothing special there, so that one should be okay. That one's a known. The other one, where is it? I've got a second cone here so I can show you this one, is this pastel rainbow, and I'm so excited to use this, and I've been looking for an excuse since it arrived. When did it arrive? Yesterday. It arrived yesterday, and I just thought the blue cows were like the perfect excuse to go using threads. New threads. So these ones were on clearance sale and I couldn't say no to them. So yeah, I think I literally got like the last 2, but they're really cute. So we're going to be using those as well, and we're going to hope that they are good quality because they are complete unknown to us. But yeah, so as I say, I'm going to start with the butterflies because this should be a really like quick, simple sew. And we'll see where it goes. So I have printed these myself. So this one is on vinyl, and then I've got the solid vinyl. Doesn't sound the same when Caddy says it. Threads and frets. Different. And then I've got 2 clear vinyl pieces for the windows. So when you've got your blue badge, you've got your clock and you've got your ID, like little identifier card. This basically, I've got one made up, I can show you. This is a finished one, so it's just got 2 pockets that you can slide your blue badge in and keep it safe and custom. So that's what we're working on right now. I am using fold over elastic for all of my binding because that's my preference. I find it a whole lot easier to work with than bias binding. So yeah. Now this is really annoying because there is a 1/4 of an inch difference and I can never work out which side is the long side And which side is the short side? Okay, so this side's the short side. You know what? Short side. So this is just a dry erase marker, and I'm going to mark on it so that I know which side is my short side, because otherwise it's going to get real confusing. So I've literally just drawn a very, very bad arrow. That is a terrible arrow. That one's a bit better. On my vinyl on the short side, just so I can keep everything in my head. So the short side is going to go like height. Is that the word? My brain is not working today, so bear with me. But yeah, we're just going to clip the edge of these to bind so that we got a nice finished edge for our windows, and I'm just going to use some sewing clips. I get my fold over elastic on a massive spool because I use a lot of it. No brain, only suit, 100%. I have not had the best couple of weeks, to be honest. I ended up taking the whole of last week off just because I wasn't doing so hot. I have been back in this week, but it's been a bit hard going. It just, yeah, I don't know. But we definitely have soup for brains at the moment. So I'm just carrying on the piece just because then I can sew in one line across with my machine. So let's just clip all the way along. Also, where I'm particularly tired and soupy brain, my hands are not working as well. What flavour of soup? Cream of tomato. Cream of tomato soup is the flavour of my brain soup. Right. Let's turn the machine on, that would be helpful, wouldn't it? And then I'm just gonna top stitch along this edge, making sure that I catch both sides. And this vinyl is annoyingly grippy. Ew, oh, boring ones, I see. It's classic soup with croutons. And I'm just going to backstitch at the start and finish of each window. There we go. Like you even eat soup. I don't want to eat my brains. Yeah, I'm not a fan of soup. But cream of tomato is a classic. Where are my scissors? As you can tell, I'm not prepared today at all. So I'm now gonna just cut off our excess without cutting the panel, hopefully. There we go. And a little bit at the top here. Done. This blue is really nice, actually. Nice blue stitching. Only good if you dip cheese toasty in the soup. Nah. Cheese toasties are good. I'll forgo the soup. Right, and now that we've got those edges, we can just wipe that dry erase marker off, because now I know what side I'm supposed to be working with. So we've just got our two window pieces which have been finished. I'm just going to grab a lighter and just melt the edges of my fold over elastic, or I would. There we go. I think I need to refill my lighter at some point. I'm just gonna cinch those edges to make sure that they don't start fraying. We are going to finish the edge of this, so it's not the end of the world. But right, let's work out. So books open this way. So this is the front, this is the back. Ugh, brain is not working today. And I'm just going to do a couple of lines because I'm going to do a sort of strap that goes over to secure it. So I'm just going to cut some little slits that I can thread the elastic through. But I want to make sure I do that on the back. If I get a pen, and we're just going to measure. And I'm using 1 inch elastic. So we're just going to measure 1 inch lines. And we're going to line them up as best we can. There we go. And then I'm going to use a little Stanley knife just to make a tiny slit in the vinyl. There we go. Did we cut through? Yeah. And then we're going to do the same on the bottom half. There we go. Alright, tuck that blade away because we don't want to get caught out by that. We're going to fold over elastic back, and I'm going to thread it through the little slit so that it's on the wrong side. There we go. So, and I'm just going to leave a little bit of overhang in there. And we're going to work out, I don't measure this, I just eyeball this. Little Stanley, another character to add to alongside your... Yep, Stanley the knife. Alright, and then I'm just going to eyeball it, as I say, I don't measure this at all. And just kind of guesstimate, and then I'm going to cut a little bit extra so that we can have that overhang in the back, and make sure again that we are threading through front to back and keeping everything, we don't want it twisted. So there we go. So if I get this out the way, we've got our 2 ends on the wrong side. So I'm going to shift this elastic out the way, and I'm just going to top stitch and hold these little bits in place. So, right, making sure everything is lying flat. And I'm not going to backstitch, I'm going to pull my threads through and tie them. So, there we go. I'm going to cut my threads long so that I've got plenty to tie. And then we're going to do the same on this piece. And I did not check that everything was flat, so we're going to hope for the best. Oh, we caught a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm just going to pull my threads, use my seam ripper just to get that loop, pull it through, and again, pull it through, and pull it through. So now we're going to tie these off, which is going to be fun, as I say, considering my hands have not been cooperating with me a whole lot today. But yeah, so I'm going to do 3 knots just to make sure that everything is nice and secure, because although they shouldn't have a whole lot of tugging on them, they are going to be sort of on and off every time you use it, so we want to make sure that it's nice and secure. So there we go. And then the bottom ones. final one. So, and then I'm going to trim all of the threads. I would normally melt them, but I'm not going to just because my lighter seems to be running rather low. So I'm going to leave them a little longer than I would if I was melting. I mean, the melting is just for a neater finish. It's going to be hidden by my piece of blue vinyl, so melting them isn't really going to be important anyway because it's not going to be seen. So we can afford to leave our threads that bit longer and just have them look a little ugly. So we've got our piece of elastic sewn in there and top stitched. You can't even see the top stitching because the blues map so perfectly, and that makes me very happy. So because it is one of my live streams, we're going to get some tape out. Wait, no, isn't it? I don't remember. I was going to do a poll, wasn't I? And that completely slipped out of my soup brain. But there was definitely pickle. There's definitely something to do with pickles. So I'm just running some tape along all of the edges, just to hold it in place. There we go, and then I'm just going to do a long bit down the middle as well, just to keep everything nice and neat. Snip that little bit there. Oh, that went flying, didn't it? I don't know if you saw that, but that little bit that I snipped off went flying. I don't even know where it went. No, you can hear me dying in the distance. Well, die quietly then. No. Like, are you actually okay though? You have the plague. Never. Alright, so we're just peeling off all of our tape. And then I'm going to get my lining piece and just line it up as best as I can, which right now we're going to see how that actually ends up. And right, we're already doing a bad job of lining everything up, but we can just re-stick it. This is not super sticky tape, hence why I've put so much of it on. I can afford to. If I used my red tape, this really would be overkill and it would gum up my machine. But human-sized coffin wallet. I could do some real funky prints for you. I did see someone earlier, and it threw me a little bit on one of the sewing groups. I saw someone had made a coffin bag to house their doll, and they had like a clear window, like just on the top half, so you could see the doll's face. It was cool, but also I was very confused for a minute. But there we go. So I cut my lining piece a little bigger just for this reason, to make sure. I would rather the lining piece be bigger and trim it down. Pudding cannon. If you know, you know. Yes, pudding cannon. Oh dear. Right. You're making me laugh. Yeah, so as I said, I've cut the lining bigger because I'd rather trim the lining down than have my main piece be too small and have to trim that. So we are now going to take our clear windows and just line them up. We're not going to use tape for this one. I'm just going to clip it in place, and then I'm going to whiz around and baste it all into place. So there we go. This is why it's important to know which side's the long side and which side is the narrow side. So there we go. And then we're just going to do the same, or actually let's trim off the extra so that I'm placing it in the right place. So we're just going to snip along there. There we go. And then line it up. And we're going to have the two binding pieces facing in towards the middle. So, oh, we need more clips. Let's get a bowl. I can't even pick them up. There we go. Oh, come on, there we go. The last couple, and then there we go. So we've got our two clear windows, and it's just going to fold together like that, open up, and you've got your two windows. So I'm going to whiz around this, based round, and then we can, so I'm going to round the corners because I round the corners on everything. I just think it's so much nicer than like angles. So we're going to whiz around this to keep it all in place. Careful not to disrupt the binding. Oh, it's getting caught on my mat. Oh. Right, let's just move the bottle over there. Don't whiz on the mesh. Alright, and we're going to make sure that our elastic is out of the way, because we do not want to sew that to the main body. There we go. This vinyl is very sticky and it is fighting me a little bit. I can get some machine oil out if I really need to, but we're going to persist. As I say, I'm going to round the corners off on this. I'm just going to literally use a roll of washi tape because that's what I've used for all of my other ones. I should probably invest. You can get like corner rounding tools, but I just generally try and grab whatever I've got on hand. But I should probably try to make things a little more consistent. But where is the fun in that? There we go. So, I'm going to do this. As I said, we're now just going to make sure that we trim everything down and get everything nice and even. Because the more even it is, the better finish we're going to get. So, we're just going to make sure all of our lining pieces, all of our pockets are all scaled to match the exterior. There we go. Because any bumps are going to show when we do our binding. So we want everything nice and flush. There we go. Right, let's get all our offcuts out the way in the bin. Now, we're going to round our corners, that's what we're doing. So, going to get, just as I say, anything I have on hand, but washi tapes are my preference. But anything rounded, and I'm just going to trace that onto the corners. There we go. And last one. And I've done a bad job of trimming that one, but we're just going to round it and trim off these corner pieces. Okay. There. So let's throw away our little corner pieces, and we've got nice cute rounded corners. So we are going to remember to add my tag, because we always forget to do that. And I'm just going to baste it on the front but near the bottom so that it doesn't detract from anything. Oh, this vinyl is sticking. There we go. There we go, because I always forget to add my branding. So we've just got the little, if it'll focus. Are you gonna focus? There you go. Iris inspired tag. Bottom. You're a child. And I'm gonna get my binding back, and I'm literally just gonna run all the way around here and bind it. Easy as. So we're just gonna flame the edges of this so that it doesn't fray everywhere. Okay. And we're gonna make sure we're doing it in the right direction, yeah? My brain had to compute for a second there. All right, and I'm gonna give it a little bit of a stretch as I do this, just because it, particularly on the corners, on the straights, it's not too much of a thing, but on the corners, giving it that little bit of stretch makes it fold really nicely around the edges and just gives the best, sort of smoothest finish. So, yeah, just an ever so slight amount of tension on there. So, we're just gonna, as I say, on those corners, give it an extra little stretch. Otherwise you'll end up with like a little bit of a pucker on there, and we don't want that. So and I'm just, so the benefit of fold over elastic is it does have a subtle line down the middle, because as obviously the name implies, it's supposed to be folded over. So it does help making sure that we get it even, because I just make sure that that line is sitting right on the edge, and it should mean that when we sew round we get a nice even finish and we catch it on both sides. So as I say, I just find it so much easier than bias binding, but I go through a reasonable amount of it nowadays. Right, when we get onto the wheelchair caddy, I've actually been a little bit extra, and I custom printed the elastic for us, because right now I only have black and white fold over elastic on hand, and that was really boring for the boo cows. So I just printed a whole length of fold over elastic, which, yes, is very extra and is probably a cost that I have not factored in to my pricing strategy at all, but I just think it would look cuter, so I did it. Because we are extra and I wanted to do it, and so why shouldn't I? So let's just trim off that. So gone all the way around and I've just clipped it. And then I'm trying to work out which side it would be best to sew. On the one hand, I probably want to sew with the exterior facing up so that I can definitely see that I've got it straight and flat. But this clear vinyl is sticking something rotten. So we'll see. I'm still going to sew it with the top up, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to be best because it might be a little bit more of a pain to sew, but it will make sure that I get a good finish. And I think that is more of a priority. We just have to do a little bit of a battle in the process. So we're going to tuck it under and we're going to line it up. I'm just going to back stitch to make sure everything stays nice and in place. And I'm literally just going to top stitch around. As I say, this blue badge cover is not a difficult one. I just love making them. I love making any kind of medical aids that kind of just make these things that we have to use a little bit more personal, a little bit more custom. They make me happy. So, and I'm just trying to like lift this up slightly to try and minimize the amount of clear vinyl that's touching the base of my machine because it is so sticky. And I'm being really careful on the corners. I would have loved something like that back when I needed it. Yeah. Nice. I'm always looking for ideas as well. Like, so I think the blue badge was a request. The wheelchair caddy was a request. I did a walking stick bag as a request as well. And just each time I make them, they just make me feel good and feel happy. It just, using these things can make you feel so low. And I just think if we can own it and just make it another form of self-expression, like, yeah. Again, I'm just going to hand crank around the corners just to make sure that they're nice and even. There we go. I think maybe because it's warmer, it's softened the clear vinyl and that's making it stickier. Don't know, it's been really nice today though. Just making sure that those are all nice and neat. And then we're coming up to the end, which is going to be the trickiest bit. So I'm going to get as close to this last clip as possible. And then I'm going to make sure my needle's down. And I'm going to trim the threads from where we started. Oh yeah, we've been catching that, okay. And then I think we can trim a little bit more of that off. I always find that I'm a little overzealous with how much I leave at the end, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. And then I'm just gonna pull it taut. I'm gonna put a clip like as much on the edge as I can, just to give my needle as much space as possible. And finish up the last little bit. Take that out. Because this elastic has a habit of pinging up as soon as you take the clips off. So I like to get as close as possible to them without actually sewing through them as I can. There we go. And we have blue badge cover. So on the inside we've sewn all the way around, and very blue, very boring, but as I say, these pockets are going to have things in them. But the outside, we've got our butterflies. And then we'll just fold it in half and flip our elastic over to secure it. Done. Simple as that. So yeah, blue badge cover done. We're gonna start working. I'm gonna switch out my thread and we'll start working on the wheelchair caddy. So that is one order that is ready to pack up and go off to its new home. Oh. Let's unthread our blue. This is a little baby cone. It's tiny. So, oh boy. Oh, there we go. And then we're going to get our new rainbow thread. I'm really excited to use this one. Really excited. So, and as I say, I just think it's the perfect vibe for boo cows. So, oh, can't pick it up. Okay. So, I'm gonna thread up the machine. And oh, there we go. It is so, I mean, I understand that it's necessary, but also unnecessarily complicated to thread up a sewing machine. And then thread the needle and hope that we don't embarrass ourselves on a live stream and can thread it reasonably quickly. There we go. See, professional. Kind of want to see it ready. So, alright. We don't want the thread to explode. Oh, dragon's gone. So, I've wound a couple of bobbins, and where it's smaller, it looks so pretty on that bobbin. Right, I don't know if the colours are picking up because you've got my terrible lighting in here, which I really need to sort out. My sister actually got me a lampshade making kit for my birthday, because the one I've got in here is really coppery and it makes the light like really yellowy and throws all of my colours off. So I plan on making my own. But I'm kind of paralysed in indecision because it's so many choices. I have so many prints. Right, we are going to get our pocket pieces. So let's find, so we've got slip pocket and slip pockets. So this is the elastic that I printed myself. Is like a real soft minty green, and I actually used the dropper tool and colour picked it from the background of the print because, as I say, we're a bit extra here. So to start with, I've just put my other pocket piece back, haven't I? Yep. Gonna start by putting our main and lining pieces together. I'm going to bind all of this as well, just because I have actually, these are my own patterns, not patterns that I've brought, and my brain doesn't work great in 3D. And so I just kind of mostly do bound patterns because it's easier for me to work in a 2D space than a 3D space. So that's what we're done. Hello! I'm literally just starting the second project, so yay! You're actually here for the big project today. So I'm just gonna clip all around here. This is just gonna be a base because, as I say, I am gonna use the fold over elastic to bind the top of the pocket as well. And this is just waterproof canvas that I printed. I just got home and sat down. I always forget about time differences and things because it is evening here and I'm already wanting to go to bed. It's so weird to me that other people are just starting their days. Right. And we're making sure wrong sides are together. So, because how many times have I unpicked because I've put it the wrong way around? Alright. And again, I'm just going to put a couple of clips on the bottom because I'm going to baste the bottom together as well, just to keep it as one full piece. There we go. And as I say, just going to baste all the way around. It's 2:45 here and I'm all ready to go to bed too. Oh, don't. I was ready from the moment I woke up today. It has been one of those days today. I'm supposed to be market prepping and my brain is just not doing it. Evening, hi. Thank you for joining. Hi. We've literally just finished doing a blue badge cover. So in these blue butterfly print, and then inside we've got a very boring blue inside, but obviously those pockets are going to be filled so you're not going to see that. But I think this is a really, really pretty print. So, and I'm just moving on to, oh, that fabric is gorgeous. Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? And that blue colour is just, yeah, I'm loving it. And I'm just starting a wheelchair caddy. I'm supposed to be recording tutorials, but too many interruptions throughout the day that I can't focus anymore. Yeah, so I actually tried to do my first tutorial, not a tutorial, but tutorial. I was editing it together and I'd literally had a running counter at the bottom saying, I don't know what I'm doing, count. Don't copy me, for an Itter bag. And it's been an interesting edit. And it actually took me 3 weeks to record. And it should have only taken me like 2 days to do, but yeah, it took me 3 weeks. So I do not envy you at all. I just feel like I'm no good at tutorials. Like, I get too distracted and forget that I'm supposed to be explaining things. Like, I just get in the sewing vibe. Right, let's get these tails out of the way. There we go. So that is now one piece. That's part of the charm. Yeah, but if someone's clicking on it to try and learn how to do it themselves and I'm just there yammering because I got distracted about something, it's not too great. It's why I prefer doing the vlogging and stuff and like the live streams and just chatting rather than actually trying to sit down and step by step. I'm also terrible at getting the right angles, like, so that people can actually see what I'm doing. Engagement. Yeah, people just get so frustrated by me. At least I get the engagement. I don't know. We'll see how people like it. I think it turned out cute. I am happy with how it turned out. But I don't know if people will actually find it helpful or not. There we go. Last little bit. So I don't think I've even explained. So these little bits are the slip pockets on the wheelchair caddy, or they will be eventually. So this one is just a straight slip pocket, and this one's going to be a little bit of a gusseted pocket, so I've cut it so it's like flared, and so you can put things like a water bottle or something in it, so it's got a bit of give. And then we're going to get my elastic, so I've got one big piece which is going to be for going all around, and then I've done 2 smaller pieces. So I have just guessed how much of this to print, so we're going to hope that I've done it right, because if I haven't, that could be frustrating. And if I haven't done enough on the final piece, I think I'm literally just going to leave it there and I can bind it tomorrow, because yeah, trying to battle and sublimate while on a live stream is just not the vibe. And doing a whole length of vinyl was whole length of fold over elastic in my little heat press, not the easiest thing. But so, and then I'm just gonna fold my elastic over the top edge of this pocket to finish it off. So yeah, I'm not going to stretch it too much, because I say I want this to be a nice flat pocket, but the other one we are going to stretch so that we can kind of cinch it and gather it in. But I've also remembered and put my little logo tag on it. I've just tucked it into the pocket here. So yeah, it's just a little caddy that's going to fold over the arm of a wheelchair. So I don't have one made up that I can show you guys, but hopefully by the end you'll be able to see what I mean. So we've just got it folded over, and you can see the green, and I'm glad I printed it. I am glad I did it. Yes, it's a little indulgent but it makes a difference. It makes a difference. So we're gonna make sure to backstitch, and I'm hoping we're gonna see the rainbows come out on this binding and get the full effect of it. I can't wait. Oh, I can see rainbows. It's good. I might need to turn my little overhead light on, because it's getting dark in here. Okay. Well, I think Nugget's having a dream over on the bed. Nugget, you okay, Bubs? He's barking in his sleep. So Nugget just does not bark ever. He's actually a really quiet dog, but when he starts sleeping, he gets dreams and he starts kicking and barking. No, it's so cute. So we have rainbow thread that is not really being picked up. In person I can tell it's rainbow, but I don't know if you can tell it's rainbow over the camera. But it's cute. I'm happy. Who doesn't need pastel rainbows in their life? So that's... So as I say, this one, where it's a gusseted pocket, I'm gonna stretch it to kind of, so hopefully the top will gather in more. Let's measure and make sure that I'm getting the right length. There we go. And I'm just gonna clip it at one end and the other end, and then just stretch and hope for the best. As is my general method through life. Just hope for the best. There we go. So kind of gonna get a central point and pin it, or clip it. There we go. and so you can see the length of the and how much extra we've got. So just by pulling it, it tucks in there nicely, and it's not a huge amount. It's just two, so the elastic is 2 inches shorter than the pocket, and yeah, it will just hopefully bring it in that little bit more. So glad to caught you. So we're like, hey, that's cool. I'm doing 2 projects today, so it's going to be a bit longer. They're just 2 custom orders that I've got, and they kind of worked well together, so I figured I'd do them both. So but yeah, how is everyone? I feel like it's been ages since I live streamed, because as I say, I took last week off because I just off of Iris Inspires completely, and it feels like forever. It really does. So it feels like ages since I've spoken to you guys. I'm just gonna trim off the edges. Sorted. So top edge all nicely bound. So that is 2 pockets done. We are going to work on zipper overlay, I think, now. But first we're going to turn this light on and hopefully not blind you all, so I can actually see what I'm doing. It got dark quick here, or it's not dark, but it got dark in my room quick. So I'm just going to mark the center of my piece. Oh, this is a big piece. It's going to be awkward on my desk. I'm going to put that out of the way. And then I did a cute little book out overlay. I need a ruler, and I need to double check. I think I remember how high to put this. As I say, this is my own pattern, and I actually remember it even less than like other patterns, which I don't know, is probably a bad sign. But is that the first or second one? This one is the second, so we did a little blue badge holder for the first one. So beautiful, beautiful blue, and I've said that like 10 times already, but I love it. I'm too warm, but good. Yeah, it's been so warm today, it's lovely. And we're going into a bank holiday, and yeah, I'm hoping we'll all be good. But yeah, blue badge, and inside we've got beautiful blue inside. And then yeah, I'm doing a wheelchair caddy now. As I say, they're both custom orders. It has my name on it. Well, you're gonna have to fight because it's been ordered. It's a custom one, but I'm more than happy to do others. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done any of these, so I'm kind of refreshing my memory on how to do it. But yeah. So just using tape again because it's me and I was having withdrawals, and then we're gonna center it, make sure that I've got the center already marked. Get me center marked, and we're just gonna stick it down. If I can remove the paper, there we go. I probably should have marked the front of this as well, but we didn't. So line it up. Oh, can we get it straight? There we go. As I say, I've removed the other bit of paper, that's why it's not sticking. This space is not big enough for this piece of fabric. And we will get it centered. That is not the center. Where's my center mark? There. Okay. I am not good at centering things, if you can't tell. And we're gonna line it up as straight as possible. There we go. Is that straight? That looks straight to me. Which probably means it's wonky as anything, but we're going to remove the other half of the tape, and there we go. Is that straight? I think it's straight. Yeah, that's straight. Cool. So now I'm just gonna top stitch around this to make the little window for our zipper tape. And we are pushing all of my clips out the way. This piece is huge. So, and I'm going to be careful going around the curves just to make sure that everything is nice and even. So I also used my washi tape to make sure that I had nice rounded edges on this as well. Multi-purpose. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to pull. Where's my seam ripper gone? There it is. And I'm going to pull my threads through to the back so that they're nice and neat. And sorry guys, I realise this is probably going to end up being a bit of a long one because we are already on an hour and I'm only just really starting the second project. So I must have been yapping for a long while doing the blue badge cover. And then I'm going to try my best to go back into the same hole that we started. There we go. And we're going to pull that through as well. Oh, you can definitely see the rainbows back here on the white. There you go. There you can see the rainbow thread. Or hopefully it's picking up on the camera. Because in person, these are so cute. I love it. I'm so glad I got this thread. I keep seeing in America that they have such cute variegated threads, and it makes me very jealous because they just don't have that in the UK. So yeah, as soon as I saw these, I jumped on it. Well, let's trim our threads. Oh, fire. There we go. They're super expensive though. I got this one on sale. It cost me £5, I think. Which I think is really good because I think for my normal cones I pay about £9 for my regular ones. So £5 for a variegated one I think is really, really good. So I'm just using my knife to cut a tiny little hole, and then where have I left my scissors? There we go. I'm going to cut out this middle bit to give it, there we go. I cut the zipper window a little larger than I would normally without thinking, so I would normally do 3/8 of an inch zipper window, but I did 1/2 of an inch, so it doesn't give me a whole lot of room. I'm just being very careful not to cut the overlay and only cut the backing fabric. There we go. And we're just gonna trim that away. Yeah, I can't get, there we go. Trim. One shop charges $30 for one cone. They're pretty massive, but you multiply 10. Really out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's that is ridiculous. I think, yeah, I get 3,000 yards, is it? But they're very, the UK in general, there is not a whole lot of Tech 70 threads. So you are rather limited on colours. And then, but I think the price for what you get is not too bad. Google says that, £22. Yeah, no. That, they would have to be real pretty. But if you think about, if you're using that on a bag, how much you'd have to charge, just, yeah, it adds up. There we go. Very messy, but done. So now we have a big hole in our piece. So we're gonna take this out of the way for a minute and get zipper tape and zipper pockets. I did not get a pull ready, so I haven't even had a chance to put these away yet. These are my new iris pulls. I've just been working out of the sample bag that had, so I had 20, I think, in a separate little bag that I've been using. But I need to open up the big bag. So these are my brand new custom pulls. Let's look it up, text 80 poly. Oh wow, yeah. Need another bowl for them. Yeah, these are my little iris inspired not tags, zipper pulls. Where have I literally just put, oh, it's under. So, gonna have to watch me battle zipper tape now. Hopefully it will go on smooth if I don't drop it. So, I need one of those little zipper jig things. I did have one on my desk, like my old desk, but it wasn't the best. And yeah, I didn't bother moving it over to my new one. But there's some really good ones out there, like that you can 3D print. So I might have to ask my friend to 3D print me one. Oh, come on. Because I did actually buy an STL for a card slot jig thing, and I keep meaning to ask my friend to print one for me, but I keep forgetting. So I cannot get these teeth lined up. There we go. Pretty tag. So it's actually the iris from my logo. You can use a fork, bend it up and attach it to a block. Sam, project for you. Right, so I always get these wrong, so let's try and work out which way I want my pockets to go. So I want this way. My brain is soup. I have seen people use forks before. I don't know. I'm a weak little thing. I don't think I could bend one. Great, more chores to do. Yeah, I still want to attach my rivet press to a block of wood as well, because it shifts about on me. Something rotten. There we go. So I'm just gonna whiz along here. I'm not gonna bother changing my foot, which I may end up regretting, but we're gonna go with it. Let's switch to a construction level for a minute. My pleasure. There we go. I have considered adding card slots into these pockets, but I haven't tried it yet. Logically, it should work. I can help brainstorm some more chores if you want. I don't want you to get bored, Sam. Oh, you're all so thoughtful thinking of Sam. I mean, if we're looking for ideas, I do have a long list. A long list. But hey ho. So just clip in the other side of the lining onto my zip. You love it. You love it. And then we're just gonna whiz along here. So I've just eyeballed these pieces. They're not any length in particular. So, as I say, these are both my own patterns that I've drafted myself, so they are not complex things. And there is a lot of eyeballing involved. But I think it'll be kind of funky to add some card slots. I've been enjoying adding them to bags. And I think have a couple hidden into a zipper pocket on a wheelchair caddy. It means that you don't have to carry an extra bag. What Sam Liv has been saying today too. Right. Ugh. Let's squish this out and let's work out which way. Yeah, this is the bottom piece. And then I'm just going to top stitch to hold this bottom piece in place. Should I do it? Yeah, we'll do it from the other side, I think. Although I'm going to have to be careful not to hit my pull. Don't minimise. Oh, it is not anything complicated at all. The concept of drafting a 3D thing is, yeah. No. All of these are very 2D and they're all bound because that is the way my brain works. If I had to actually do something like with a gusset, calculating gussets are complex or simple, it's still your own design. Squares, all of the squares, they're all just rectangles that I put on top of each other. I just wanted a wheelchair caddy and that's where this all started. And then the rest of it kind of spiraled from there and I've just had different requests and things. So I did a walking stick bag as well, which again is still a very flat shape and bound. I've just kind of gusseted it a little bit. My first one was basic, 4 walls and a flap. Now look at your bags are incredible. I absolutely love them. And the idea of ever being able to pull that out of thin air and create it is massive, massive props to you. Because this is about the limit of my capacity. There we go. And we didn't hit the pole. Yay. No broken needles yet today. There's still time. There we go. So we've got top stitch the bottom down just to keep it nice and in place. So this is essentially our pocket. And then we're going to bring back our huge piece. And I'm just going to use tape again to hold it. I think you could totally do it if you wanted to, but I love your flow. Less complicated than relaxing. It's for those of us watching. When it goes right, it's chill and relaxing, but there are definitely meltdown points if something doesn't go to plan. But that is just me as a person rather than exclusive to sewing. So there we go. So I'm literally just running tape along the inside. You don't hear all the swearing. I am on my best behaviour on live streams. Oh, yeah. I'm ADHD and I am just a little butterfly and flit about. Like, I get an idea in my head. There's things I should be doing, but I'm off because something sprung into my head, and that's what we're doing now. It is a blessing and a curse. Alright, let's get the pull through this hole and try and center the zipper. There we go. So our zipper is now nice and centered in there, and because we top stitched the bottom but not this top bit, it sits nice and flat. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull this top bit up out of the way, and I'm going to sew along the bottom. Makes decisions tricky, especially to have for dinner. Oh, I'm terrible at decisions. Terrible. Alright. So, and we are just gonna line this up and switch back to a 5. And again, I'm probably going to regret not switching to a zipper foot, but we are going with it and hoping for the best. So as I say, just going along the bottom, I'm not going up the sides. We're going to pull this through and tie them off, and then we're going to put the back down and sew it, and that will kind of close off that pocket. And I did not sew very straight there. It looks straight on the outside, but the inside, no one's going to see the inside, so it doesn't matter. I tell myself to feel better. But this pocket is going to be so small and flat that you're not going to see into it, so it doesn't matter if it's a little wonky. She didn't want to try the double bacon cheeseburger Pringles I got today. I did make her try ice cream place. I have it here. I'm loving it. I've got the caramel. What is it? Salted caramel flavoured. It's good. So, yeah, Sam wasn't too sure about it, but I quite like it. So picky. So, I'm autistic and I have AFRID, which is avoidant and restrictive food intake disorder, which basically means I am real funny about textures, and a lot of the time I forget to eat, and I'm just, yeah, difficult to feed. But that is half the fun of knowing me, is trying to convince me it's actually good. Right, I'm addicted already. It's too good. It is too good. Not as good as regular full fat, but better than most diet. So I'm just gonna finish going around the rest of my overlay now that I've got the back piece down. This is unyieldly. Okay. So where I cut this window wider, it's actually going in my favour that I didn't switch to the zipper foot. So, sounds. I am far too addicted to regular full fat Coke. I am trying to cut down. I've been doing okay. but I have given in to temptation a couple of times. But I don't know. So let's tie this off again. Sam's still dying in the other room. Are you okay? Well, that kind of sounds too much like me trying to explain what flavour my soap is. Oh, you're weird. Good, lungs falling out. Alright, I'm just going to cut off this extra little bit at the bottom. And then we're going to close up the zipper pocket. I'm also going to trim off the little bit of the side that we haven't sewn, just so that it is out the edges. Marmalade is back. So Sam has been ill recently and had an elephant sitting on her chest that she has lovingly named Marmalade. Oh, there we go. I definitely need to refill this lighter soon. So we have a pocket, and then I'm gonna lay it pocket down and fold the main piece back and just whiz round the pocket just to close it up. Actually, let's switch to construction length, that would help, wouldn't it? So, and I'm using a real generous seam allowance with this so that I can trim it down, because as I say, I eyeballed it and I don't want it to get in the way when we're finishing up and binding it. You want to send over? Honey, I said about to help. We've got plenty of honey, I think. We did have plenty of honey. Oh, I'm knocking over the bottle now. This is why I need drinks as far away from my machine as possible. They go everywhere. So, just gonna fold the edge up again so it's out the way and I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Right. There we go. Ooh. And again, I'm going to trim a little bit more off now that I know exactly where my final edge is going to be. There we go. Definitely didn't nearly cut my arm there. You saw nothing. Ugh, come on. There we go. So making sure that I just flame the edges of the zipper tape so that it doesn't fray everywhere on me. There we go. Damn Marmalade. And we have our pocket done. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to get the small flat pocket and I'm going to put it under here. Okay. Got to ask, why Marmalade? Why not? Like, what criteria do you use to name your elephants? I don't know why it was Marmalade. I can't remember. I think it was literally just Marmalade. I think it was organic. I don't know. Do you remember, Sam? I know you were craving Marmalade. Is that it? There we go, and just clip in to hold it all nicely in place for us. Alright. And that was not centered at all. Because we are no good at that. Because I had a hankering for marmalade and suddenly outside lux. Yeah, I thought it was just a craving thing. We did get you marmalade though. There we go, that's better. That is centered now. Such a professional, aren't I? Yep. I want marmalade now, but I don't have bread. Yeah, we don't have bread either. Need to pick some up. There we go. Okay, we're actually centered. So I'm gonna whiz round, baste it on. As I say, it's all just building rectangles on top of rectangles, really. So let's pull my tails and just go back to a 5. There we go. And pockets. Stop whizzing on things. Oh, let's trim those threads too. And yeah, so it's going to fold in half over the arm of the chair like that. And then one side you've got a zipper pocket, slip pocket, and then the other side we're going to do a gusseted pocket. So we get gusseted pocket. What I am going to do, which I usually forget to do, is I am going to mark a midpoint before I have attached it. And I'm saying this, I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on there, but it shows enough. So what we're going to do is going to attach this at the bottom, and then it's flared out. So I'm going to try and tuck it and grade it. Grade it in to create so it like bows out at the top. It works in my brain. I don't think I'm explaining it very well though. Although, let's mark midpoint, shall we, so that we can actually see what we're doing and making sure things are centered. There we go. And then I do have a midpoint on this marked, which is surprising because I'm terrible at that. There we go. And then we're gonna just clip along the bottom. There we go. And then I'm gonna base this down, and then once it's anchored, I can then clip the sides. Right, let's make sure we've got everything out of the way because we don't want to attach anything where it shouldn't. Right, I'm gonna have to move that bottle because I keep knocking it over. Let's put this back over here. Okay. So then we're just gonna kind of bring these little flared bits, so they got little tabby ears. I'm just gonna tuck those in so that it is flat with the side. just to create that little bit of like bowing out. There we go. So, and then we're going to do the same on the other side, and I am going to sew up the middle to split it into 2 pockets. Hence why I actually remembered to mark the midpoint, but I'm going to do that once we've got the lining on the back, so it's a little more stabilised, because I think that will work better than just sewing it onto the one layer. I mean, it works fine, that's what I've done for the others, but there we go. And then, see, I have removed that clip and it's already trying to shift on me. And then we'll just sew along the other side as well. There we go. And that is our exterior done for now. As I say, we're gonna do a line along here, so it's gonna be 2 separate pockets, but cute. So now I'm gonna get the back lining piece and we're gonna put a bit of non-slip, like grippy rubber stuff on it, so that it sort of stays placed on the arm. So we have an equally big piece of lining canvas and piece of this grippy stuff, which I feel is also going to fight me today because the clear vinyl fought me. So this is probably going to be just as bad, but it is what it is. So I'm just marking midpoints so that we can get everything nice and aligned. There we go. Right. Now we're going to align this, clip it in place and hope it doesn't pull too much when it starts gripping and stretch it out. There we go. I need to see if I can get this in colours other than black. So the shop where I buy it literally only has black, but I imagine you should be able to get white at the very least somewhere. I just need to actually remember to look. How grippy is the grippy stuff? I need something to stop my Bulbasaur collection attacking me while I'm driving. It's grippy-ish, but it's not like rock solid, hold things in place. Like, it's annoying enough to sew with, but probably not annoying enough to actually hold things in place while you're driving. It is not fighting me as much as I thought it would, which is surprising. There we go. So, as I say, we're going to bind around the edges, so I'm not too worried about those. But we're just top stitching as neatly as possible with this rubber grippy stuff. I don't know what it's made from, but with the Velcro, I think it would be okay without the grippy stuff, but I don't know. The more chances we give it not to shift around, the better I think. There we go. And just finish up that bit. Bobbin check. I was just thinking, actually, I've done a reasonable amount of sewing. I should probably check soon. I did wind a second bobbin of this rainbow thread, so I do have a spare one. But yeah, so we've got our not very attractive black grippy, but it is very functional. It's getting low, but we're not out. I reckon I should be able to get the Velcro on, and then I'll change it before we do a final top stitch. Where's... Oh. So now we need our Velcro. I'm going to use tape because I can't pin in the middle of the project. I didn't want to use tape on the grippy fabric because it's got loads of holes in it, and that will just be a whole different kind of grippy and sticky. So there we go. Right, I need to double check how far. I've made notes because, as I say, I don't remember what I'm doing most of the time. So I'm just gonna, actually, let's separate this first, because that will probably be, oh, apparently the paper came off when we did that, so we will, oh, completely off. The whole double-sided tape came off, not just the paper. That doesn't bode very well, does it? Let's reattach that. There we go. Right, let's battle this and try and put that over there. Get this as straight as possible. Again, I am not great at getting things straight, but we do our best. So one side done, I'm going to flip it over and get the other side. Right. Just line it up. There we go. And then I'm just going to top stitch over. Hi from Tennessee. Oh wow, hi. I hope you are doing okay. Thank you for joining. Alright, let's tuck this in out of the way. So I'm currently making a wheelchair caddy. The pattern is my own design, and we're just doing the back lining piece. Oh, we did a little too far there, so I just hand crank that one. Let's try not to push everything off the sewing machine. So that's one side done, and I will whiz along and do the other side. Oh, oh, the Velcro is trying to stick to me as well now. Okay, I can hear my bobbin starting to rattle. So after this, we're definitely going to switch out. Because we are on the home straight now. Oh, we ran out. That would be why I heard it start to rattle. You were right, I got cocky. Should have listened to you. But we'll just pull a couple of threads back so I've got enough to tie. Pull it through. Hi from Washington. Oh wow, hi. From all over. Alright, and then we'll get my spare bobbin. As always. This one order. Oh, you won last time. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep a tally. How many times I win and lose bobbin chicken. Oh, there we go. Alright. I now have wind the bobbin up stuck in my head. Yeah. Right, oh, actually let's make sure we backstitch because, yeah. As I say, the Velcro is not the end of the world that we run out on the bobbin here. So, here's the back, no one's gonna see. There we go. There we go. Oh, and the extra thread in the middle. Sorted. This thread is so pretty. The camera is not picking up how pretty this thread is. It makes me sad. Right, so now we've got our back piece done, 2 bits of Velcro and the grippy. So we're now gonna get, should I tape it? That's a lot of tape. I might tape it. We're gonna tape it because I just know full well it will shift if I don't. So, and I have plenty of tape. So, like I've said before, my machine can handle tape. A lot can't. So just double check before you go putting double-sided tape all over your projects. Oh, the 3D pocket is... Oh, it says night. Night, Liv. It's the last day of school tomorrow, is it not? I think we got half term next week. I need to buy stocking double set. Oh, I go through so much of the stuff. I love it. Swear by it. It's probably one of my most used sewing tools. Yeah. Well, I hope she has a good last day. And a good break. There we go. And then I'm literally just going to do a bonus line. There we go. Just to try and keep it all lined up. And I'm going to take this halfway and then flip it, I think, because this is just... Usually I would do this on my big cutting desk over there rather than at the side of my machine. But you can't see over there, so we will continue over here. Right, there is no right and wrong way round for the lining, so we're just gonna go with it and stick it on there. There we go. And just try and get it as straight as possible. I need a school holiday. Work? Yeah. Yes. There we go. You just need a holiday full stop. Right. Let's take our tape off. I have just given up with my bin at this point. I've literally just thrown that on the floor. Too much faff. So there we go. There we go. Okay, so that's my tape gone. I don't think we need that anymore anyway, but it's now double-sided, so I'm gonna run around one more time, baste it on, and then it'll be time to round the corners and bind it. So we are coming to the end, which it's been a long one. You guys, thank you for sticking around. Like, and this is not sticking. Because it's waterproof canvas, probably. Should probably add a couple of clips as well, but we're going to live dangerously. I like the longer streams. Bank holiday on Monday, does that count? Yeah. I keep forgetting about the bank holidays. I have distractions. So many distractions. ADHD, autism. Like, I can hyper focus like amazingly, but I can also get distracted in equal measures. So yeah, I thought the blue badge was not long enough on its own, and the wheelchair caddy was not long enough on its own. So I smushed them together, and now I think it might be a bit too long. One day, not long enough. See? Well, it's more than you would have had. There we go. This is the side with the gusted like 3D pocket. So it's just pushing and fighting me a little bit, but I'm just squishing it out the way. I'm also sewing it with the lining up because the grippy. I just don't want to battle it. I'm tired too. I'm very tired. Like, I might leave binding it for tonight. I might just round the corners and leave it there because, yeah. But then I feel bad because I haven't finished a project. I don't know. I don't know how interesting binding it will be for you guys. But I guess it shouldn't take too long. We might do it. You should finish it if you're able to, yeah. I think it will bother me if I don't finish it. So, agreed. Alright, let's make sure we're nice and flat. There we go. So we now have one piece. Definitely will bother you, and I'll have to tilt it. So we have our piece, and the Velcro will stick together around the arm. Our grippy is at the top to stop it falling off. And yeah, so now we are going to do this center line if I can work out where to do it. So we get the midpoint and the midpoint that I very, very faintly marked before. And I'm going to very faintly mark another line. So I do not think I'm going to be able to see this, but an attempt was made. Oh no, I can kind of see it. Alright, let's fold this out of the way and battle under here and just divide this pocket. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that already feels sturdier than just doing it on the one layer. So that was a good call. Okay. I do have a handy dandy little corner template for this one. So going to, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, line up the flat edges, and I think I'm just going to use, where is my regular pen? There we go. Because it's all going to be covered up by binding anyway. We're just going to get this gusset pocket as flat as possible and round off these corners. So, are we straight? Yeah. There we go. Other side. This one will be a lot easier because it's got less bulk to it. There we go. Oh. Stay still. Done. Wait, you can do that? I thought you had it inside out. This is why we're binding it. So that I don't have to flip things inside out. So just cutting off the corners. So because I'm binding it, it means that I can just leave raw edges and not have to worry about turning it through. See, the beauty of making my own patterns is I can save myself some work and design it around preferences. There we go. Oh, the Velcro's sticking to my mouse pad. Thought everything was really complicated hand puppets. The binding hides all the dirty. It does. Like, binding is my cheat code. It really, really is. I'll have to do a bound bag on a live stream at some point and show you. Right. So now we have cute rounded corners. And this Velcro is going to be a pain in my butt. I feel like I should know this info. Well, if you watch my video, this will be coming out Saturday. I am doing an Itterbag tutorial, but not a tutorial. And that is a bound bag. And it just kind of gives you a bit more, so those really like awkward shapes and stuff, if you just bind it and then flip it, you don't have, it's not as, I'm not good with my words. It just gives more structure and sort of more options and less battles, I guess. It's my preferred method of finishing a bag, is to bind it. I know a lot of people hate binding and are scared of it, but, and I was, like, don't get me wrong, I was scared of it when I first started, but it's just my preference now because it means that I don't have to try and battle and turn it out through this tiny little hole. It's like a waist cincher, it pulls everything tight. Yeah, it just gives you a really nice sort of crisp finish. I've also done piping recently, and I'd forgotten how much I liked piping. It just gives it a really, really lovely finish and really structured. I despise binding, but it looks really good when done right. Yes, yeah. But I use fold over elastic for all my binding now, and I've found that to be like the game changer. I used to avoid it, but yeah, since using the fold over elastic, I love piping. I did it once on, it was a Carbon Chic Hugo as well, and I love piping, and then just didn't do it again. Well, she's on to piping, here we go. I did it once, thought this is amazing, and then didn't do it again for like 2 years. And I just did it on the Itter bag, and I've just rediscovered it and decided that I absolutely love it again. Hi, thanks for joining. We're literally just finishing up though, which is a shame, but we've been working our way through a wheelchair caddy, so we're literally just putting the binding onto it now. But we've also done a blue badge cover, so it's been a bit of a long one. Hi, hello, wow, we got a bunch of people. It's the same thing really, it's nicely finished edge. Yeah, touche, is good on both. But it's, once I've got this on, I'll grab the Itter bag and I can show you the piping, because it is really nice. And I now feel like I need to put it on everything. So get ready to see a lot more bags of piping. And it was so much easier with the piping fit. So, where'd you get your metal clips? I just got them off Amazon. So, I can't remember the listing, but I think they're literally called, like, I think I typed in sewing clips, metal sewing clips, and they came up. They are so much better than the plastic ones, because I was just breaking so many of the plastic ones. It was getting silly. Did I say I didn't get a start on piping? Oh well. It's so cool. It's such a nice finish. It really is. And I've said that like 10 times now, but it's true. Oh, we are going to need a lot more clips. So I got my whole little bowl. I got this little bowl on holiday. It's a little flower and it's adorable. So I prefer the ones without the little rubber grippies on. I'm thinking I'm just going to go through and remove all of the grips. So I've got 2 types. So these ones, I don't know if it's gonna, they've got little like silicone grippy things on them. Those are frustrating. The other ones I much prefer. They're like, I don't know, they're textured and they don't have the grippies. So yeah, we need to put googly eyes on all your equipment and name them. I am not opposed to this. This is far too big. I can't get it all in frame and clip it all. Where? There we go. I'm trying to be fussy and pick out the clips that I like as well, and it is not working. Are they? I was thinking about getting the ones with the zip. It's just when I try and pull them off, the silicone stays and the clip comes out, and then I end up sewing the silicone onto whatever I'm making. So in theory it works better, but I mean, if you're not me, they probably work just fine. But I have twice sewn the little silicone things onto various parts of a bag. Alright, I am running out of the good clips. I made a waistcoat with binding all the way around the edges once. Oh, yeah, no. So I started off making clothing years and years ago now. And yeah, the idea of binding clothing, not for me. Not for me. Although if I could use the fold over elastic, now that I know that trick, it might be different. But no, I used to absolutely hate binding clothing. There we go. Right, we're going to give up and we're going to use the silicone ones. So get ready to witness me sewing silicone onto this. Like, so a couple of them already have the little silicone bits missing where they've come off and I've just lost them already. Oh yeah, I printed plenty of this binding. So I actually printed this elastic myself and I wasn't sure how much I would need to do and I was worried I hadn't done enough, but we've got plenty. So I just colour picked from the design and then printed it up because I am fussy. You didn't even hem most. No, I didn't. We still got a couple of pairs of leggings that just aren't hemmed. I hate hemming. Even worse than binding. Right, so now, we are just gonna sew all the way around and finish this off, really. Someone will run down the sewing terms at some point. I'll give you like a glossary or something. Alright, let's get this. There we go. Google. The dreaded question. So, can you hem my? Oh god, yeah. I got asked if I could fix socks. Not that long ago. I can't remember who it was. I was like, no, just buy new socks. My family started bringing me piles of clothing when I started making bags. If hem is the question, the answer is no, yes. But my mum manages to get me to hem things and fix things by just doing a really bad job in front of me and frustrating me into doing it for her. Can you turn my jeans up? Yeah. Like, literally, my mum will be sewing something and she'll be using completely the wrong thread. Like, she'll be doing black trousers and using like a yellow thread or something ridiculous. And I just get annoyed into doing it for her. Like, I swear it's intentional. But if you've ever met my mum, it's not. That's just who she is. Love her. But sewing is not her strong suit. I mean, 2 dresses. Oh wait. Yes, Sam has been asking me for months, maybe, to shorten a couple of dresses, and it has not happened. It will happen eventually, I promise. Oh, this is too big and it's pushing everything everywhere. My Jedi robes need patching. That could be funky. You could. So my brain goes to just put cool prints all over it, but that isn't exactly fitting. Like, I just think, like, why have plain and boring when you can have funky prints? Like, patching, not patchwork. Same difference. May the force be with you, print. I think that would be funny. I love on May the 5th, there's always an influx of Star Wars things all over my feed. So I buy all of my prints from independent artists and stuff, and they always do like Star Wars themed things, and it's really cool to see. May the 4th. Yeah. Yeah, Star Wars Day. I've made Jedi robes, Kingdom ones. That would be awesome. Plaid ones, like proper rainbow plaid. Right, let's avoid the silicone. Return at the 5th. I'm so glad I printed this binding. It's so much nicer than using either black or white. I'm just so glad that Big House are getting some love again. I try to avoid things like that as much as I can. Appreciate I have Star Wars bag. Yeah, I don't do any licensed stuff anymore. When I first started, I didn't know all about like copyright and things like that, and I just thought this is what people like, so I'll do what people like, and it just felt so restrictive and like I was constantly chasing things, and I just feel so much better like in myself and my business since I've moved away from that and using like independent files. It's just now me. So everything you see is just what I like and is a reflection of me and my personality, and I don't know, I just feel like more authentic, and the Iris Inspired is just more me and who I am, and I'm not constantly chasing after anything anymore. The one that always comes to mind is like Wednesday. I remember everyone being obsessed with Wednesday, and then all the fabric shops going, oh, we need to get some prints, getting it all in, and by the time the pre-orders had arrived, like that bubble had burst, and then everyone was just left with loads of Wednesday fabric. I don't do copyright designs either. I can't do it. Oh yeah, you don't want to battle Disney. It just feels inauthentic. Obviously, as well as the whole legal issues of it, because it is their intellectual property. Like, but it's someone else's personality, not mine. The mouse will get you. It really will. Yeah, Nintendo's gotten bad recently with it. I've seen a lot of Nintendo stuff. Let's trim that, and we are done. So we've bound it all the way around, and just check. Yeah, I have caught it. I have caught it all the other side as well. But we've got this, and then we'll fold it in half and stick the Velcro together, and we'll check Caddy. I mean, technically you could use it just like on a desk chair arm or something, but yeah, it's so cute. I think this pink and then the binding color, it pops. It really works with the print. I'm really happy with it. Let's puff these pockets out because I've squished them down too much. Depending on who you ask, technically the mouse. Yeah, so Steamboat Willie did come into the public domain. Was it last year? I think. Also the original Winnie the Pooh, but not like the cartoon Disney version, but the original technically is public domain, but yeah. Or a stairlift. Yeah, it could go on a stairlift arm as well. Every time I make these, I'm kind of like, I could do one for my chair and like have my scissors and stuff in it, but I know for well I would still leave them lying around, still lose them. But yeah, so this was a custom order, so it's going to be packed up tomorrow and go off to its new home. But yeah, so we've got that, and then we also did the blue badge cover that is going off to its new home tomorrow as well, along with a couple of other retail bits that they've ordered. I know someone who uses those. Winnie the Pooh horror? No idea. Heard about it, never saw it. I don't know, that just sounds... No, I don't do horror. I'm not good with horror. I'm not too bad in that moment, but as soon as I try to sleep that night, or for any night for the next like 6 weeks. Not happening. Is a thing. I'll send a link later. It is probably not a good idea for me to watch that because, as I say, I will never sleep again. But yeah, no, I mean, we're over 2 hours now, so thank you guys for sticking around. It's been really cool, it's been really fun, and yeah, we've had a bunch of new people in as well, so that's been lovely, and from all over, which makes me really happy. Oh, Nugget's decided he's woken up now as well. He has decided that he's gonna wake up from his nap to go and have his bedtime sleep now. Pancakes. Can I see inside the blue badge? Yeah. So outside we've got a little elastic securing thing. Open it up and it's got two like clear vinyl pockets so that you can put the clock and the little like photo piece. But yeah, so they're big enough to slide in and out. I am toying with the idea of trying to do like a little cutout, but I just think that might get a little complicated. So I just keep it simple squares because my brain doesn't work that way. But this blue, I know I've said it a bunch of times, but the colours today are just really nice. It's good. I've learnt something else to use for binding, thank you. Seriously, like the fold over elastic has changed everything in my brain. I now love doing binding because of it, because it's just got that stretch. I use 1 inch elastic as well, so it gives you a lot to play with. So yeah, I'm glad I could help. But I am gonna go and have some dinner because I did not eat before I came on here, and it's ended up being over 2 hours. So I will love you and leave you and say thank you so much. You stop me to have to go back to work. Yeah. I need to go to bed. I need to get some food and go to sleep. But yeah, it's been really good. So I will do my best. I don't know whether I'll be live streaming next week or whether it'll be 2 weeks again, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much for joining. It really means the world. Thank you. Love you all, and I will actually remember that I have an end card this time and not just disappear on you guys. So yeah, thank you. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Okay.